Hey, in the last video I gave some tools about, kind of really high level tools, things that I use. But today I need to back it up some. Today we're asking the question of who are you? Yeah, I know, great song. Also, of course, the theme to the hit TV show CSI and all of that. But let's really get into it. Let's talk about identity. One of these great tools for identities is based on Sean Webb's self map. And if you want to see more about that, take a look in the description below. There'll be a link to some great stuff. He does a lot of really, really fantastic stuff, and I really love his work. So, Sean Webb, thank you. Identity is the platform on which we stand to live our life. In very much the same way that we might get up on a chair or a table to change a light bulb or to fix something higher up. Even a ladder. We to get up higher, we need to climb on something. And we want to make damn sure that the thing we're climbing on is solid and stable. Because otherwise we land on our ass. And that's not where you want to be living your life. So, if we imagine this platform as a large, round, and indestructible, I'm going to say the platform itself is indestructible, but what's underneath it isn't. The legs, or I'm going to say pillars, the pillars of our identity, the pillars that hold this thing up, are important. And there are rules to these pillars. We have, unlike a table, we don't just have four legs or one big central column. There are tables like that. I wouldn't want to stand on them. But ultimately, it comes down to every single relationship we have, whether it's with a person, whether it's with a place, whether it's with a job or something we love, something we do. If we feel about it, if we're passionate about it on any level, then that becomes a pillar. Pillars, on the other hand, are only as robust or as strong as the time and energy we invest in it. Now, it's like a plant. You don't have to do it every single day. You have to maintain, but you do want them to be a little more robust. The more important any one pillar is to us, the closer it is to the center of the platform. Our closest relationships are usually the ones that we put the most effort into. Usually family, things that really, really move us, things that are part of our day-to-day life, tend to be a great central support, central to our being, right? In order to keep things stable, we also have to recognize two other things. There are pillars that are based on internal and external things. A pillar around a person, for example, is external. Your personal faith is internal, but it is completely exclusive from where you worship. So your faith could be questionable, but you go to church every Sunday and you're really invested in the community that is the church. That's okay. That's your pillar. But the person who is really, really faithful and maybe travels a lot, for example, could go to any church and their faith is really strong. That's a great pillar for them. And two pillars can both be strong. You could be invested in both. But it's really good to be honest with yourself and kind of map this out for yourself so you know. Just like if you play football. I play football, internal, for this team, external. I really love the, Denver Broncos. Great. Pillar. How strong a pillar is up to you. How much do you love the Broncos? The balance between internal and external is super important too, because external things, if you lose a job, and a job is certainly part of your identity, if you lose a person, or if you get injured, for example, let's say you're into hockey and you injure your knee, well, you're not going to be playing for a while. So that's going to hurt. That's going to damage that pillar. It may not completely take it out, but you're not going to be putting a lot of time and energy into that if you're out and injured. So losing capability, losing a person, losing a place, your childhood home, for example. All of these are huge parts of our identity. And when you take them out, it destroys the column. When those people are no longer in your life, or you can't, internal pillars can't be taken away from you. If you love reading, you love reading. It doesn't matter if all the books are gone. You can go to the library and get more books. You can go and get magazines. You can read online. Loving to read and your collection are different things. But if you lose your collection, it doesn't mean you're any less the reader and better for it. Robert, who, like many of us, had to kind of take his life in a direction to take care of his lovely wife, who unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer. So he's with her throughout the entire treatment. He's her primary caregiver. His life revolves around that. And in doing so, his health has slid a bit. He doesn't really have, he hasn't really been maintaining the friendships that he had. He sold off his guitar. He loved music, but he sold off his guitar because it was just gathering dust. When Robert's wife dies, what does his platform look like? Well, it might look terrible if it wasn't for his 2 adult daughters and the fact that he had his military service as part of who he is and he's proud of. And he's still kind of, active on the periphery. He's got great values. And he's got a brother and a sister who he's got great relationships with, and they are super supportive. So maybe Robert's platform is in pretty good shape, even despite that huge, huge loss. Where's your platform at? And it's important because the platform offers us the stability to live our life, and not just to live, but it's a sense of self. It's a sense of where we fit in the world around us, whether it's our society or the world as a whole, or our family, or it allows us to have a place in the world, which gives us a sense of or allows us to find a sense of purpose, or to choose a sense of purpose, which is really important, which gives our life meaning, which makes life worth living. And now we can go on to the letters, right? And if you're not sure, if you're questioning right now, kind of, I don't know where, my pillar's kind of shaky, my platform's kind of shaky, or I don't have that sense of purpose, that sense of meaning. Hi, my name is Richard Struther. I am the Widower's Wingman. Now, I help people who have lost find astoundingly excellent relationships. But in order to get to that point, you have to be comfortable with who you are to be able to share a life and not fill a void. So you can find me at thewidowerswingman.com. You'll find more videos, you'll find articles, you'll find resources, you'll find other media. I've been on podcasts and whatnot, and it's all there for you. And you can book a call to speak with me directly, or you can find me through Facebook, or you can find me through, I'm not hard to find. If you need help with it, or you can book a call, and the calls say 45 minutes. I don't care. We're going to take the time we need to do it right. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like. But more importantly, if you know that this is, if you like this, if you find it would be useful for somebody, please do share it. It's not helpful unless it gets into the hands of the people who need to see it. And I will see you guys in the next video. If I don't get the true privilege of meeting you first,